So Donald Trump is getting absolutely hammered right now in the polls. And that includes red states. So I'm going to show you national poll average here. I'm going to show you some red states, including it's a Fox News poll, in case there's any question about it. And I'm also going to show you averages by states when it comes to more swing states. But first here, let's take a look at the Real Clear Politics polling average. You see here, Biden, on average, is up by 9.5. There is no recent election that is anywhere near this. And understand, this is not because people love Joe Biden. This is, if anything, the fact that Joe Biden's been largely invisible, I think, is helping him quite a bit. This is because people want to get out Donald Trump. And of course, yes, caveat here, national numbers, it doesn't translate to swing states, but we will get there. But of course, you can win the national vote or the popular vote and still lose the Electoral College. But 9.5 is a lot. And you're seeing the trend here. Donald Trump just totally tanking right now. Now, but it is not just national. Let's take a look at what they consider to be swing states. I guess these are, as he puts out, new swing state polls. Biden showing leads in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, and Texas. So these are states that are not expected to be swing states, are not expected to be for Democrats. Democrats don't need these states in order to win the presidency. But right now you have Biden up by 9 points over Trump in Florida. Now, I will say, as a hardcore Bernie supporter, Florida is one state that would have been a little tough for Bernie Sanders because of all the misconceptions about socialism in Florida. But Biden right now leading comfortably in Florida against Donald Trump. Georgia up 2 points in Georgia on Donald Trump. North Carolina up 2. Texas up 1. So, yeah, a state like Texas, I think Bernie would be doing a lot better in Texas compared to Trump because Bernie had a lot of Latino support. But you're seeing here where the race stands in states that aren't even supposed to be swing states. Also, of course, let's take a look at the traditional swing states. So Michigan here, Biden up 8.6. Wisconsin, Biden up 8. And this is actually a big one because for a while, Trump was beating everybody in Wisconsin. You put him up against even Bernie Sanders. Bernie wasn't doing as well against Trump in Wisconsin, though he was doing better than everybody else was. But that's changed since the coronavirus. This is really what's gone on. This pandemic has enabled people to really wake up and see the destruction that a complete idiot like Donald Trump can have on actual people's lives. And Trump's support among the elderly has collapsed because of that. So you're seeing here, Wisconsin, huge support for Biden over Trump. Florida, as I was just discussing, here's a plus 6.8. So this is this is the average compared to the Fox News poll. But this is the average he's up by 6.8. Pennsylvania, average up by 6.3. Arizona, up by 4. North Carolina, up by 2. So, yeah. Of course, the election's in November, still months away. So anything can happen. Anything can change. There could be some miracle and coronavirus just evaporates and it all goes away. And the people that died, the 120,000 people that died, come back to life and never been anything. But of course, I think it's going to be very hard for Trump to come back from this. And it's because of the long-lasting impact that the virus has had. And people are seeing now. Just the complete devastation. And not even just in terms of the people that have the virus, but also in terms of the economy, people losing their job, and in turn also losing their health care and having nothing to help themselves with. $1,200, a one-time check of $1,200 is nothing. You look at other countries. Look at my country of Canada. We have $2,000 a month if you lost your job due to COVID-19. So a one-time check of $1,200 when Americans can look outside their borders and see what other countries are doing to help their people, it shows a real failure from the leadership in the White House. And it's resulting in this massive turnaround. So regardless of what Joe Biden does, and I keep saying I think he should just hide. Barely even tweet. I've seen a number of recent Joe Biden tweets that are terrible. Joe Biden really has to not do anything. Stay in the basement. Don't go on camera. Don't do anything. And just allow Trump to destroy himself. And really, ultimately, going into November, I know it can sound weird to say that Biden should be invisible, because then you can ask, well, then what? You just want like an invisible president instead of Trump? And I would say, yes, I do. I think anybody should want that. But something like under a Democratic presidency, there's actual potential. There is some potential for the left to have at least somewhat of a voice in terms of in the streets. Like right now, what you're seeing in the streets with these protests, Trump doesn't care. The GOP don't care. They're not going to react at all. They're pretending to care about police reform, banning chokeholds. How the police break the law all the time. Like that doesn't do anything. You have to actually take serious steps to make real reform, which includes defunding the police. But these sorts of policy conversations like defund the police don't get center stage until you have Republicans out of power. And then Democratic politicians have no excuse at all. So look, I don't want to focus too much on the potential future there if Democrats were to get into power, because we'll have that discussion later on if it happens. But just absorb here the complete collapse of Donald Trump. And I would have loved to see his face when this popped up on screen with him watching Fox News. He can't escape it. And this is why you're seeing him every single day. He's more unhinged on Twitter. He's just tweeting shit that doesn't even make any sense. He's trying to do whatever he can to distract from the reality that is his massive failure of a presidency.